Welcome to the best gambling show on the internet. This is the home of the money pick. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. 3-1 against the spread on Patreon. Another big week. More money in the bag. Let's get to the first game. Thursday night football. We got the San Francisco 49ers at the Tennessee Titans. Right now, San Fran is -3.5. I'm not trying to hedge my bets here, but I got the Titans to cover, San Fran to win. I think San Fran wins by a late field goal. But I'll tell you what, man, Pittsburgh was absolutely terrible against Tennessee on Sunday, yet Tennessee still found a way to lose that game. 4 turnovers to 0. Listen, I think Tennessee will be a little bit better this game, but San Fran's getting the run game going. Play action with Jimmy G. San Fran wins this late by a field goal. The -3.5 for San Fran scares me. Plus, with Tennessee, they got the better defense. Their defense plays tough and physical. They'll keep them in the game. I don't think San Fran wins this in the laugher. They just barely win it. Tennessee covers. Next game, we got the Cleveland Browns. Baker at the Green Bay Packers. Cleveland, it's +7.5. I got Cleveland to cover, Green Bay to win, and I'm a little bit concerned about Green Bay. Yes, 6 weeks ago I said they would win the Super Bowl. I'm sticking by that, but I'm a little bit concerned with that performance against the Ravens. And Cleveland, they got nothing to lose. This is their Alamo. If they lose this game, they're out. Season's over. Fat lady singing. I think Cleveland comes out and they play physical. They run it. I know the Packers stop the run better now that Rashawn Gary is playing at an elite level. Packers are more physical. Cleveland will do enough. They're not going to go down without a punch. And you have to watch the disease and who that rules out of the game. But, man, I think Cleveland runs the ball well here. That's why they keep it close. Packers are going to win. I do like Cleveland in this game a lot. Not enough for a money pick, though. Next game, we got the Detroit Lions. Dan Campbell at the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta is -4.5. Money. Atlanta to win in the cover. Atlanta to win in the cover. I'm going to say it again. Atlanta to win in the cover. Yes, it was cute. It was a little bit of a Cinderella story last week with the Detroit Lions beating the Cardinals. But I'm going to just be a little bit real here, and I don't know if Arizona showed up that game, and I don't want to make excuses, but that was absolutely pitiful, the performance from Zona. Listen, Atlanta has their season on the line. Atlanta's going to run this ball. When Atlanta can run the ball, they normally win. Their offensive line isn't too good. Their defensive line isn't too good, but Detroit can't push anyone around. And you see this. When Atlanta plays a team with a good defensive line, they get blown out. When they play a team with an average or below average defensive line, Atlanta tends to win that game. Atlanta wins and covers, making a money pick. I don't even know if Hawkinson and Swift will be back for the Lions. And you can't count on Jared Goff playing good football 2 weeks in a row. And then just look at how decimated the Lions are. Falcons winning the cover, make it a damn money pick. Next game, we got the Indianapolis Colts. Big money last week from them. At the Zona Cardinals. Colts are -1. I'm going Colts to win in the cover. And I got on here 5 weeks ago and I said I was extremely concerned about the rhythm, about the gusto, about the flow of this Zona offense. They're just not in rhythm right now. Hopkins out for the rest of the season. That's not a good thing. I think the Colts come in here and the Colts are going to do what they do. They're going to run it down your throat. They're going to run it down your throat, and then maybe they'll do play action with Carson Wentz if they trust him enough. This Cardinals front seven is tired. They're getting worn down. You saw it against the Lions. And, everyone's talking about Goff, but it was more about the Lions' run game setting up Goff. And I think the Colts pound the living hell out of them. Colts winning the cover. The only reason why this isn't a money pick is because I really respect Kyler Murray. I think there'll be some sort of response. That's why it's not a money pick. Colts winning cover. Next game, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They choked at the Carolina Panthers. Right now, we got Tampa Bay -11. Let me just get this off. I don't want to get copyright infringement. Listen, Tampa Bay's going to win and cover this game. And is there any response left from Carolina? Do we need to get the doctors to come out and resuscitate their season? It's over. And I think Tampa Bay with Antonio Brown, I think him and Brady connect. Brown's going to go over 100 yards, whatever the player prop is for him. Bet the over. Remember when I told you to do that with Fournette against the Bills? It's the same situation with Antonio Brown. He's going to have a field day. It just comes down to is Tampa Bay going to come out to compete? That's why you can't bet this game because, we talk a lot about inconsistent teams and we like beating up people like the Jets and we like beating up people like the Vikings, but Tampa Bay's really inconsistent and it might bite them in the ass in the playoffs. Next game, we got the New York Giants at the Philadelphia Eagles. Right now, it's Giants plus 10. With what we've seen out of the Eagles in this first half on Tuesday night, man, it might work down. I got Giants to cover. I really like it, but betting the Giants is kind of like picking your favorite STD. It's not something you want to do. And is there really any better alternatives? I mean, hey, I think that's what it comes down to. When Hurts is going to get going, the Minshew stuff, it's bull, man. It really is bull. Philly's going to win this game because they're going to run the ball better. And, the Giants got Saquon Barkley, and we can take shots at D. Jones. We can take shots at Mike Glennon, the string bean. But the Giants just aren't physical enough up front. And one thing Philly does at an elite level, not an elite level, a very good level, is they stay in their run fits, and Fletcher Cox will knock the living hell out of you. Philly stops the Giants' run. That's what the Giants aren't going to win. But I really like the Giants to cover. Next game, we got the Los Angeles Chargers. Herbert at the Houston Texans. Chargers are minus 9.5. Money. Chargers to win in the cover. I know 9.5 is an awful lot on the road. I know 9.5 is an awful lot when you got a head coach who just seems a bit unstable. I love rolling the dice. I love throwing in a 6-digit bet, but sometimes you got to calm down. And he got burned against the Chiefs. That could have been a win. But I think the Chargers respond here, and I think Herbert's going to be too much for the Texans. I had a feeling last week when I saw the Texans get up to plus 5.5, and everyone was burying Urban Meyer in the ground saying he's the reason why the Jags were bad. I kind of had a feeling the Texans would win that game. I think it came to me like Saturday morning. I'm like, Texans are going to win this game. Davis Mills played really good against the Jags, but, the Chargers aren't the Jags. Chargers come in here. Herbert goes for over 300. This Texans defense is better than people think, but I don't think they'll be on the field way too much against Herbert. Chargers winning the cover, making a money pick. Next game, we got the Baltimore Ravens at the Cincinnati Bengals. Cincy is minus 2.5, and it's the same fundamentals as last week on Patreon. We backed this Bengals big, and they came through, and all the doubters were out there. They're going to have doubters this week. Cincinnati wins and covers, and I'm looking at this game, and I'm looking, okay, Joe Mixon's health is in question. So you obviously have to watch that. But doesn't it happen every week? I get comments every week saying, Joe Mixon's out this week, bro, on Tuesday. And then he comes in and plays, and then he comes in and produces. So I'm assuming Joe Mixon plays. And Burrow's finger is an issue, but I think Cincinnati will do enough to win this game. And I think their defense is better than Baltimore's defense. And Lamar's not going to be healthy. He might get back out there. And Huntley dazzled against the Packers. But I think Cincinnati's just a better overall team. Cincinnati wins and covers. Next game, we got the Los Angeles Rams. They're struggling against the Seahawks right now. At the Minnesota Vikings, Rams are minus 2.5. Money. Rams to win in the cover against my Minnesota Vikings. I will not be betting this game because I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan. I don't have a lot of rules to betting, but that's the number one rule. Don't bet against your own team. Don't bet for your own team. But listen, man, I think the Rams can run it against the Vikings. And I also think the Rams can throw it against the Vikings. And then Kirk Cousins struggles against a good pass rush. And one thing the Rams will bring to them is a good pass rush. Now, you have to watch the Z situation with the Rams. How many players are going to be out? How is that going to affect the game? You have to monitor that throughout the week. I just haven't seen a churn in my Vikings this whole year. And They're a below average team that people hype up because the NFC is so bad at the moment. But the Rams are a legit good team. I don't care that they're struggling against the Seahawks. I don't care that they struggled earlier. I think they're peaking at the right time, and I think the Rams are going to take this game awful serious. I got the Rams to win in the cover. Next game, we got the Jacksonville Jags. Bevel, the New York Jets. Jags are plus 2.5. I'm not going Jags this week. I'm going Jets to win in the cover. It pains me to say it. And, this Jets defense is really bad. But we have to remember, this Jags offense is really bad, and I don't think any team in this league is getting worse production out of the wide receiver position. The scapegoat's Urban Meyer this week. Next week it's going to be Trevor Lawrence. But can't we just say this isn't a really good team? This isn't a team with a lot of gusto, a lot of pride in themselves. They let themselves get tossed and swirled up by Davis Mills. Zach Wilson is getting a little bit of groove. He's getting a little bit of gusto. I think Zach Wilson produces more in this game than Lawrence. And I think that's the difference. Now, we know this Jets defense, any given Sunday, they're going to give up 30, 40 points, and I'm not exaggerating. I am not exaggerating. It's the worst unit in this league by far. By far. But it doesn't matter because this Jags team can't get out of their own way, and getting rid of Urban Meyer doesn't change that. Jets winning the cover, minus 2.5. Next game, we got the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots. Foxborough Patriots are minus 1.5. Money. It pains me to say this. This is the most painful pick of the year. Patriots to win in the cover, making the money pick. We're to that point where I diagnosed the Colts game perfect last week. I said the Colts will win because their defensive line won't be bullied and their offensive line is better than the Patriots' defensive line. That's how it played out. And you warned me about Wentz, and you guys were right, but what I said was true. But the Patriots are going to bully the Bills. What has changed? What has changed with the Buffalo Bills? Is beating the Carolina Panthers up a terrible team, a terribly coached team, enough to get you in the Bills vibe again? I mean, my dad gave me a call. He thinks the Bills are back. He thinks that Tampa Bay second half woke the Bills up. I don't agree with that. I think the Patriots play better defense here, and dare I say they get better quarterback play. And I'm not saying Mac is better than Josh Allen. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying Mac's weapons are better than Josh Allen's weapons. I'm not crazy. I don't need to go to a mental hospital, but the coaching is better for the Patriots, and we're at December 21 right now. You need play action. You need to run it up the middle. You need to have run-pass balance, and that's what the Patriots are going to do this game. Patriots winning the cover. It pains me to say it, but I'm riding with the hoodie. Next game, we got the Chicago Bears. The Bears at the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle's minus 7 right now. I got the Bears plus 7, and listen, man. I got sweat in my eyes and hair gel coming down. I got the Bears plus 7 because it doesn't seem like they've quit. Now, is their defense trying at full potential? Not really. But is their offense at least getting some energy and a few good vibes from Justin Fields? Yes, they are. And Seattle's not a really good team. Whatever happens tonight, you don't want to buy into Seattle, and you also have to understand they are in a hot zone for the disease. I think Seattle will have a lot of people out. I don't like coming on and having to talk about this stuff, but that's the world we live in. That's the society we're in right now. 20 players could be out for the Seahawks next week. Once you get it in the building, it's in the building. Seattle wins, the Bears cover, not a lot to say. Next game, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs are minus 10. Money. Chiefs to win in the cover. And last week I got burned by the Tennessee Titans. But just so everyone knows, and if you got an argument, go watch that game film. Pittsburgh was absolutely terrible. 4 turnovers from the Titans to 0 from the Steelers. Credit to Big Ben and them, but this Steelers team is really bad. The receiving core is terrible. The offensive line is terrible, and the defense can't stop the run. Now, the Chiefs aren't going to pound it a lot, but they're going to mix in some draws. They're going to mix in some screens. And the Steelers' defense, they looked slow on film to me. And it was more about Mike Vrabel and Tannehill losing that game than the Steelers winning that game. And sure, you can pound your chest about the Steelers pick, but go watch the film. And I know -10 is a lot for the Chiefs. Let's be realistic. Some games they don't focus. Some games they only play 30 minutes instead of the 60 that we're paid for. But I got the Chiefs to win in the cover. I think they're going to be too damn much. And listen, Watt played good against the Titans, no doubt about that. But I think that groin injury is affecting him. And I think the Chiefs' offensive line will be able to corral him. And outside of him on defense and Hayward, what do they have? I got Chiefs to win in the cover because the Steelers' offense is really, really bad. Next game, we got the Denver Broncos. Theodore, thank you, Theodore, for my money. Yeah, the Las Vegas Raiders. Las Vegas Raiders are -1. I got the Las Vegas Raiders to win in the cover. Now, is this a late season renaissance after they beat Cleveland yesterday? Not really. Let's not get overboard, but I think they run the ball better than the Broncos this game, and everyone's figured the Broncos out. The 5-yard passes and running the ball up the middle aren't enough. If you're going to be a run-heavy team, you have to do play action, and you have to throw 3 or 4 deep, especially when you got the thoroughbreds on the outside that Denver possesses. So this is going to be a game played in the box. Both offenses play in the box. Not a lot deep, not a lot explosive. And if we're talking about a slugfest, if we're talking about which team is going to run the ball better, which team is going to impose their will more, I got the Raiders. Plus, I think the Raiders' defensive line is more prepared for this type of slugfest. Raiders winning the cover at home, I think that helps. Next game, we got the Washington No-Names at the Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott. Washington is +10.5. Man, I got Washington to cover, Dallas to win. And this Washington team, this game's more about health. And if this Washington team can get some sort of health ready, if they're not going to have 20 scratches due to the disease, I think Washington will come in and play this game at a rather high level. Their season will be on the line. Heineke, it was a tale of 2 first halves in the first game against Dallas. First half, he was absolutely terrible. Second half, he was pretty good. But the same logic stands, man. Who's going to run the ball better this game? I got Washington. Listen, I think Dallas wins this late, but this game is going to be closer than people think, and you're going to see this work down as the week goes on. This is at 10.5, not because Dallas is 10.5 points better than the No-Names. It's due to the fact that the No-Names' health situation is up in the air, and no one really knows what the hell's going on in this league. Next game and last game of the week, Monday Night Football. We got the Miami Dolphins at the New Orleans Saints. Saints are -3. I got Saints to win in the cover. I really like this one, man. I absolutely love this one, and there isn't a lot of science, and it's not really due to what happened against Tampa Bay. We've known since week 3 or 4 the Saints are a top 5 defense. I don't care what your stats say. I don't care what your Madden ratings say. I just care about what takes place on film. And they kind of cemented that and backed me up. And look at the Miami Dolphins win streak. Who have they really beaten? Who have they played that's good? What defense have they played that's physical, has a pass rush, and can stop the run? There's not a lot, and you're getting the Saints defense in, and I think the Saints defense controls this game. Tua has been very sloppy with the turnovers, and he almost threw that game away against the Jets, the worst defense in this league. What Taysom Hill does, man, I don't really know. And I don't know how this man is an NFL quarterback, but I think Taysom will do enough, and The Saints aren't going to drop back and throw this a lot. Let's be realistic about it. They're going to run it, and they're going to run it down Miami's throat. And for me, that's the best way to attack Miami. Don't let Flores send those amoeba pressures. Don't let Flores send those zone blitzes. Don't get in 3rd and 11 situations. Give the ball to Kamara, and then give the ball to Kamara. And then play defense and pump the ball. And that was the ingredients against Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the go. And I think it works against Tua. Excuse me. Saints winning the cover, borderline money pick. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share the videos. Hit the like button, subscribe. I'll say it again. Patreon, only $5 a month. Link in the description.
Step by step, by step, by step.